Thank you for your attention. At Auschwitz, Jews came face to face with absolute evil. They were, and still are, singled out by it. But in the midst of it, they hear an absolute commandment. Jews are forbidden to grant posthumous victories to Hitler. They are commanded to survive as Jews, lest the Jewish people perish. They are commanded to remember the victims of Auschwitz, let their memory perish. These are the words of Rabbi Emil Fackenheim, a German Holocaust survivor, philosopher, professor, and rabbi. He was placed in a concentration camp after Kristallnacht, and during the war escaped to Great Britain. He was then sent to Canada and eventually made Aliyah to Israel.
Today, on Yom Hashoah, we solemnly remember the 6 million Jews and the millions of others murdered by the Nazis during the Holocaust. On this day, we honor the memories of the millions of individuals, the mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, friends and neighbors who lost their lives during a time of moral corruption and inhumanity. As Rabbi Fackenheim reminds us, we are obligated to remember those who perished in the Holocaust as we stay true to Jewish faith, values, and traditions. It is our responsibility as the future of the Jewish people to educate future generations to ensure that the atrocities of the Holocaust never happen again.
The full name of this day is Yom Hashoah B'Havurah. In Hebrew, this literally translates to Day of the Holocaust and the Heroism. It is marked on the 27th day in the month of Nisan, a week after the end of the Passover holiday and a week before Yom HaZikaron. This day marks the anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. This is a day to recall the Holocaust and the heroism of the Jewish people. I invite the 5th grade up to share a few pieces in honor of both aspects of the day.
Every man has a name given to him As we stand here today and remember, we make a promise, and the promise is that we will never forget. We make a promise, neder. Please rise. Please rise. As Kita Hay are going to lead us in the neder. And repeat after them.
Nadarti haneder, nadarti haneder, lizkor et hakol, lizkor et hakol, lizkor v'davar lo lishkoach, lizkor v'davar lo lishkoach. I have taken an oath, I have taken an oath, to remember, not once to forget, not once to forget.
To commemorate Yom Hashoah, Israel sounds a loud siren throughout the entire nation, piercing the soul of everyone listening. We will now participate in that ritual. I ask everyone to stand and rise silently. Let the sound of the siren fill your ears and open your eyes to the suffering of those who endure the Holocaust. It is customary in all Jewish mourning periods to light a Yizkor candle. Today we will light 6 Yizkor candles to commemorate the 6 million lives that were lost in the Holocaust. Before each candle is lit, a representative will read the words of a survivor, describing his or her experience. Please let the light of the candles illuminate the lives that perished during the Holocaust.
Nothing ever in literature could compare to anything of what Virgin Nelson was like. There were agonizing, people begging for water. They were crying, they were begging. It was hell. Alice left behind. I light this candle in honor of all those who suffered in the concentration camps.
We ended up in an apartment with a single Gentile woman. We had to stay in bed all day because being a single woman, the people who were below her knew that there was no one else living in the apartment. Freddie and I had to stay in bed all day, but I was 7, he was 6, and children of 7 and 6 don't do very well staying in bed all day, so Dorian first. I light this candle in honor of those who hid in silence and righteous among the nations who helped them.
The rations were very meager. It was an unbelievable hunger. It was an unbelievable feeling to be hungry. And it's a hunger that is very difficult to describe. For a child to be hungry, and there was nothing to eat. And when I was asked many times, what did we play? What did we do? We pretended. And what we played about mostly is about food. We talked about food. We pretended about, everything centered around food. Charlene's shift. I light this candle in honor of all those who endured the unrelenting hunger.
One day there came an announcement that there would be a Jewish quarter. It gave you a perimeter where Jews could live, which was a tiny portion of the town. The Jews moved in, a few families into one room, 2 families, maybe one family in one room in the beginning, because the Jewish area would become smaller and smaller and smaller. But at first it was open, so you could get in and out in certain hours. One day there was an announcement. The ghetto was closed, and there were gates, there were walls built, and you couldn't get out. Emmanuel Tenet. I light this candle in honor of all those who suffered in the ghettos.
The partisan group that we were with was at the end of the forest. We were not with the main group. What they were basically doing is disrupting train deliveries. They would go out and loosen the bolts to some of the railroad tracks to a train so it could not go on, disrupting the delivery to the front line and sometimes managing to blow up a couple of carloads of ammunition. Rachel Munner, Pearl of the War. I light this candle in honor of the partisans who rebelled in order to save the Jews.
When it drizzles and it's cloudy, it brings memories of the day when they took us to be killed, the first pogrom. When I hear a German shepherd, it brings memories. When I walk the streets, everything seems to bring memories. It's quite frightening. I light this candle in honor of the survivors who suffer from the memories of the Holocaust.
As the memorial candles glow, please listen as Dr. Soper recites the El Maleh Rachamim, to be followed by the special Kaddish for Yom Hashoah. Please stand.
שוכן במרומים, כנפינו כנכונה, תחת כנפי השכינה, למעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים. את נשמת כל אלה שהזכרנו היום, 6 מיליוני חללי השואה, שנהגו ושנשחטו ושנשרפו ושנהרגו. בגן עדן תהי מנוחתם, הנבל הרחמים יסירם צאת כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור החיים את נשמותיהם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, ואנוכו בשלום על משפותיהם, ונאמר Amen. Merciful God, who dwells above, provide a sure rest upon the divine presence wings among the holy and the pure, whose shining resembles the sky. All the souls of the 6 million Jews, victims of the Holocaust, who were murdered, slaughtered, burnt, and exterminated for the sanctification of thy name. Therefore, may you, the Master of mercy, protect them forever from behind the hiding of your wings, and hide their souls among the bonds of life. May God the everlasting be their heritage, and the Garden of Eden be their resting room, and may they rest peacefully upon their place. And let us say, Amen.
Auschwitz,
ויקדש
Lund,
שמי רבה,
Vermont,
בעמה דברה חירותי,
Babi Yar,
ואמליך מלכותי,
Majdanek,
בחייכון ויומכון,
Birkenau,
ובחיי לכל בית ישראל,
Kovno,
בעגלה ובזמן קריב,
Yanovska,
ואמרו אמן. יהי שמרה רב רב ועמיה. יתברך וישתבח,
Teheranstadt,
ויתפאר ויתרומם,
Buchenwald,
ויתנשא ויתהדר,
Treblinka,
ויתעלה ויתהלל,
Vilna,
שמי קדושה,
Bergen-Belsen,
בריחו לעילה,
Mauthausen,
מקום ברכתה ושירתה,
Dachau,
תושבחתה ונחמתה,
Minsk,
דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במולד, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
We will now hear from our combined choirs the words of Chana Shenes, her Hungarian resistance fighter, who reflects on the beauty of the world amidst all the terror, a lesson in perseverance and hope. Even while we mourn the loss of so many lives, we wish for peace.
Thank you everyone for participating in the remembrance ceremony this morning. 3rd and 4th graders, you can return to class. The 6th candle was lit by Maya Zanko in honor of the survivors. Today, we are all going to be witnesses to the stories of individuals who, against all odds, outlived the Nazis. There are 2 remaining portions to our program today. First, students will learn from members of our senior class who each created biographical presentations of survivors. Some of them will be teaching you about their own personal family histories, and others are bringing you the stories of Jews they've never met. Students in grades 5 through 11 will each go to 2 of these presentations before returning to the gym to hear from survivor Lena Gorin, who we are lucky to have join us today. Please listen as I announce where everyone is going for their first presentation. 5th grade with Miss Marash in 201. 6th 1 Torah class with Miss Food Handler 202A. 6th 2 Torah class with Miss Weston 202B. 7th grade with Mr. Clark 210. 8 1 Science with Senora Wolpen 208A. 8 2 Science class with Miss Beckerman in 208B. 9th grade music class with Becky 207A. 9th grade art class with Jade 207B. 10th grade with Miss Hyungs 206. 11-1 Israel seminar with Coach Athenas 205. And 11-2 Israel seminar with Miss Goldberger 209. When your first presentation has concluded, you will be sent on to your second one. We look forward to seeing you back here at 11:20 for our keynote speaker, Lena Gorin.
Oh, I don't know what the music stand.
It usually has writing on it. I believe it is. It says 38.
Says what?
38.
I don't know whether the speaker needs those notes, so let's leave that.
That they take care of. I'll take that if you want.
Sure?